Marvin. A laser pointer or somewhere. I'm a nervous wreck right now. So I need to work some of this energy out. So the quadratic equation, okay, how it can not only make us money, but make us the most amount of money, right? That's what we're really interested in if we're trying to make money. So I have a lovely 3.5-year-old daughter. And I thought, what a better way to make a little extra money than to open a lemonade stand, okay? But being the math and numbers guy that I am, I'm not going to go into this half-heartedly. I need to do some market research. So we go to the local farmer's market for a month every weekend, and we start selling lemonade. But what price do we charge for lemonade to make the most money, right? So I did some experiments. I charged different prices. And I noticed that, well, guess what? When you give them away for free, the price is zero, what happens? All of your lemonade goes away. You start increasing the price, and you don't sell as much lemonade. So what price do we charge to make the most money along this line? And I fit this data that we gathered with the line. And this is the y equals mx plus b that we learned in middle school, high school, and that's its equation right here, okay? So what this is telling us is that for a given price that we charge per cup of lemonade, y is how many cups that we're going to sell, and this line is telling us that. Okay? I've fit my data with that line. So remember this, we're going to use this a lot in our calculations and these ugly equations that but hopefully I can explain them where everyone can follow. Profit, right? We're all interested in our profit for selling anything. How do we get profit? We get it from sales minus costs. What are our sales? Well, sales are the cups of lemonade that we sell times the price that we charge, right? Well, we have that line, that equation for a cup sold that we had on the previous page, which was 100 minus 20 times the price we charge. Do our algebra here, and we have an equation telling us what our sales will be given what price we charge for a cup of lemonade, okay? So those are our sales. Costs, I'm going to, for us it was $20 startup cost. So anything other than what it costs to make your lemonade, that goes in here, okay? So for us, $20. To make a sign, get a table, whatever you need, and also the cost for your unit price. So it's for us 75 cents is what it costs us to make each cup of lemonade. So your total cost, startup cost plus the price per unit and how many cups you sold. Again, that equation, that line that we had on the previous page, we have an equation for that depends on the price that we charge. Plug that in, do the algebra, and we get an equation dependent on the price we charge for how much our costs are. Sales minus costs, we just subtract these two equations, okay? We eventually get down to where we have what we would call a quadratic equation, okay? Quadratic being the highest power of our price, which is our variable here, being squared. Okay, and I have a little another page over here, and this has been up for a while, so I'm expecting everyone to already know. I don't need to go over this. Maybe I'll just sign a little bit. So how you solve a quadratic equation is so if you set it equal to 0, okay, this is going to be interesting for us over here because we're actually setting our profit equal to 0. Okay, we just have to go with me on that. And there's a solution to this. There's at most 2 solutions to this, and this equation tells you that. The plus or minus here gives you your 2 solutions. And it's actually good if you were to plot this equation. This is an example here. This is going to give you 2 solutions where your graph crosses the x-axis, okay? So it gives you two numbers. All right, so we'll look at how that translates to our our profit equation, so our quadratic equation here. So here's our quadratic equation. And here's our A that you see over there, and that one B. See, we just have numbers that we plug into that ugly formula. It looks ugly, but it's not hard to do. You just plug in. The most complicated thing there is a square root. And we do this, and we get two numbers out of this. We get $1 and $4.75. Okay? This is where we don't make any money. Like I mentioned, that's what solving the quadratic does for us. But the beautiful thing about having a quadratic equation is that it is symmetric. Okay? Meaning that halfway in between where you break even here and where you break even here is your maximum profit. Okay? The price that you need to charge to maximize your profit is there. And that number happens to be $2.87. Okay? So we figured out the price that makes us the most money, our maximum profit. You can take that and plug that back into our profit equation, and it tells us that when we charge that price, our maximum profit is $70.30. So think about that. You can go and spend just a little bit of time at a farmer's market selling lemonade and have an extra $70 in your pocket. And remember our cup sold equation. If we plug that price back into here, it tells us that we only need to sell 42 cups of lemonade versus just going to the farmer's market and having enough to make 100 cups or however. Just bring 42 cups with you, and then after that you're done. You made the most amount of money that
Time to go home.
So hopefully using this, maybe you can use this in your life somewhere and to maybe set a price on something that you want to make money with, and make a opulence amount of